Hey guys, welcome to MaPop Fishing. This week I wanted to get into the difference between Power Noodle ice rods and also carbon fiber ice rods. Those are the two main ones in central Iowa that we use a lot more of. Reason being is because the panfish is what we target more out here, but obviously bass, walleye, catfish, these can obviously catch those too. But here we go. I'll let Sean, he's with Fishing, and we're gonna be carrying two of his poles. They're going to be exclusive to MaPop Fishing. We're going to call them the line is called the Slay X line for the Power Noodle and the carbon fiber that he's going to be creating for us exclusively. And the cool thing about these is that he's going to be doing them pretty much one-off color. So we're not going to do anything that's going to be repetitive like any other companies out there that does a specific line and they're just going to carry just that one specific color and line. Our line is going to be the Slay X, but the cool thing about it is that he's going to put a twist to each individual pole that he does. So they're going to have the specific colors. He's going to do different, random colors, how he mixes and match. So definitely check out his website. He has many different types of poles that he's done in the past, split grips, cork handles, but these are going to be primarily the 5-inch cork handles that we're going to be carrying. On top of that, I think a lot of people prefer those, especially if you're starting to get into ice fishing and into custom ice poles, rods. I think going with the standard 5-inch corks is always a good bet, I guess you can say. So the first one, I'll let Sean go ahead and describe it a little bit here, and he can go into the Power Noodle. It's a 30-inch Power Noodle, so I'll let him explain the difference between that.
Okay, on this one, we're gonna have a 5-inch fork handle. Got our logo set into the butt there. This one here is a 30-inch. It's gonna be a Power Noodle, so you have a lot of backbone, a real soft, sensitive tip.
So what kind of species are these good to catch?
A lot of people like them for crappie. They want something that has a real light bite, so they can see it. It's almost like a spring bobber on the end. But then, if you accidentally catch something bigger, big bass or something, you have a lot of backbone, so you'll be able to bring it in no problem.
So as Sean was just pretty much explaining, the Power Noodle to me, it's one of those where it's sight detection. When I say sight detection is the Power Noodle, as you can see right here, the way it's so sensitive at the top, you can literally feel any bite. I mean, you can even see the up bite. So this is the coolest thing about the Power Noodle is that the main draw for me when I use this one when trying to catch the panfish, sometimes they're very finicky, especially during the ice season. So they're not going to just slam it and bite your lure or whatever jig you're using or your bait. So what you'll see with the Power Noodle is just a little up bite. It's a little tip of the up bite, and then you can go ahead and just set the hook. And once you set the hook, you'd be surprised how often with this Power Noodle that you will actually catch fish on the up bites. So this is the thing about the Power Noodles, that the sensitivity is just it's unbelievable, and you can't tell until you actually hold it in your hand and once you catch a fish. And then the cool thing about, like Sean was saying, the backbone on this thing, I mean, you can literally catch, I have pretty big largemouth bass. I've actually even caught walleyes with this, some pretty good sized walleyes with these, and you can't go wrong with the Power Noodle. And the best thing about these things is that what I truly love about them is the customization. I mean, this color right here, as you can see, there you go, you can see. So pretty much Sean is going to be doing this for all these Slay X line here. He's going to obviously label it Slay X here, as you can see here, Saki Fishing. There you go. He puts his emblem on these. So these are, as I was mentioning, they're completely custom designed. And the cool thing about what's Sean at Saki is going to be doing is he's going to do pretty much each individual pole. They're going to be custom and they're not going to be identical to any other ones, and that's the cool thing about it. Check this out. Like I said, MaPop Fishing is going to be carrying the Slay X line exclusively, so make sure you guys catch this before the ice season comes. So I'm going to be carrying several of these different colors and everything, of course, variations. So MaPop Fishing will have this, so make sure you guys check out the Power Noodle. They're all going to be 30-inch on this, so make sure you check it out. So on this one, the second one that we're going to talk about is the carbon fiber pole. This is also going to be part of the Slay X line that we're going to carry here at MaPop Fishing. Sean with Saki Fishing, he's going to go ahead and describe it a little bit here. So take it away, Sean.
Same thing here. It's got a 5-inch fork handle. Got the logo cut in the butt. This one is very, very light power. I really like this one for big bluegills. The carbon's used more for feeling the bite, so if you don't want a spring bobber tip, you just want to feel them kind of smack that jig, this is what you want.
All right, so as pretty much Sean was just describing, this carbon fiber, it's literally all about feel. So with this pole, I mean, it's perfect for panfish, and as he was mentioning, it's perfect for bluegills. You can feel the bite, bam, you can hit it, and you literally feel the bite all the way down the pole, all the way to pretty much the cork handle and everything. And that's why I prefer cork handles. I feel you can obviously feel it. The sensitivity is definitely there, and you can just feel every little bite. The cool thing about carbon is that some people love to be feel fishermen, so they don't like to be just looking at the tip. Even though this is still very sensitive, you can still pretty much see the bite, but it's not a power noodle, obviously. But the thing is with this thing, I mean, a lot of fishermen, they just love fishing by feel, and sometimes you feel that way, sometimes you don't, depending on the day. And then the cool thing about this guy also is that when you're using a specific lures, whether it's a little bit of a heavier spoon, this won't bend as much right at the tip as a power noodle. Of course, you can't use the heavier lure or the heavier spoon that you may possibly do, or even a tungsten jig head that you're going to be using on that. So you can see he's gonna literally custom label the Slay X on these guys, and his color scheme on this one is a little black and red. This was a color scheme you can thank Fishing Kit on this one, so this is pretty cool. I like it. It's nice, sleek, and it's really clean. I really think it's clean. You can see the cool thing about Saki, he's gonna have pretty much on every pole, bam, he's gonna have that on the bottom. So, and once again, I have a lot of ice poles. I've purchased a lot of ice custom fishing poles from different vendors. At one point I was collecting them, and of course my brother-in-law's really got me into the ice fishing custom poles and everything. And I really have to say the quality work that Saki Fishing Sean puts into these ice poles, I will back 100% on that. So you guys will never be disappointed. So that's pretty much the difference between the two. I mean, just to kind of give you guys a heads up, that's the biggest difference between power noodle and the carbon fiber ice fishing rods, is that one is primarily for sightseeing, but the pro on that, obviously you can see the upticks and everything on the power noodle. But the only con, like I said, you can't be using any heavy lures, jig heads, tungsten spoons. You can't be using a specific weight on those, because then the action and the presentation of the lure will be a little bit different, obviously, with the power noodle. And then you got the carbon fiber, all about feel. A lot of fishermen are all about feel. You can feel every little movement. You can feel the way the jig is moving, the way that spoon is moving and everything. You can feel the bite. And that's the biggest thing, is that both poles you'll be able to feel the bite, but for some reason with that carbon, you detect, if you're a feel fisherman, that's the route I would say go to. Both of these got amazing backbone. You'll be able to land any large, largemouth bass, any large walleye, I guess you can say. I've caught them, so I haven't had never had any issues on that. So, like I said, check our website at www.mapopfishing.com. You can check these out. I'll be carrying more as the season is going to be coming up here pretty soon, the next couple months. So I'll be getting some more, colors and color schemes, I guess you can say, from Sean at Saki. I'll be pretty much uploading them on the site. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Also, feel free to reach out to Sean at Saki Fishing. And if you want, he carries all kinds of ice fishing poles, and he does split grips and everything, but exclusively, for him to work with us and for us to help him in regards to sake fishing and everything. We're gonna be carrying these exclusive line, but definitely reach out to him if you want some other specific items or specific ice poles that you may want, and custom design things like that. So that's the whole point of it. So other than that, guys, thank you so much. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit the difference between the power noodle, carbon fiber. Hopefully that gives you the pros and cons a little bit on that. Other than that, see you next time.